coming soon to own on video and DVD.
Hey guys, it's Joe Skeff here. Let me ask you something. What do you think is on the edge of the map in Project Zomboid? A horde of gold? A horde of zombies? An invisible wall? Today we're going to be stepping into the shoes of Rocco Poston to see what we can find out here in this wilderness, recently added as part of Build 42. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Already hear a bunch of zombies. Yep, there's one already on me. Okay. I grabbed what I could from the zombies I killed, then headed off into the woods, hoping to find a safe spot farther away from the zombies I'd seen. Unfortunately, this didn't quite go to plan. Yeah, I got a few on me. If I see anybody with like a pack or like a leather jacket or anything like that, I'll probably see if I can single them out and get that off of them, but for now I'm just gonna keep walking. There, we got quite a big herd following us right now. Yeah, look at all those. Yeah, I do know they made a lot of changes to the zombie heat map recently. For those who don't know, that essentially controls where zombies are the most concentrated. I don't know if they made any big changes to the heat map out here. It seems like here they're pretty evenly distributed. By this point, I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to find a safe spot at all, since pretty much everywhere I went there seemed to be more and more zombies. Alright, let's head back into the woods, see if we can lose the ones we got on us. Alright. Wander into the woods here. Whoa, ooh, almost took a chunk out of me. For the moment, at least, I seemed to be alone. I took a minute to take in my surroundings and figure out what my next step would be, when the first problem immediately made itself apparent. I have no idea how to get water out here without a rain barrel or a river or anything like that. I did a little bit of searching in the crafting menu, but didn't immediately find any answers to how exactly we were going to find water out here in the wilderness. So I decided to just start wandering around, foraging materials to see what I could find. Yep, pick that up. See some twigs over there, I'll take them. Take pretty much everything at this point. Let's go ahead and put that screwdriver on our belt. I'm gonna keep it out just in case I need it. Short blade weapons like the screwdriver are not the best, but you can get some good stealth kills with them sometimes. Now, my guy is not good at stealth at all. He's conspicuous, but still, if the opportunity presents itself. What's this? Something to eat? Oh, where's that coming from? Right there. There's another one over there. I know, I saw him. There he is. Alright, come on. You gotta be careful with this thing, it has a bit of a wind-up on it. Alright, cool. Yeah, leather jacket. Don't mind if I do. It's got a hole in it. But so what? Digital watch? I will also wear that. Alright guys, so it looks like our first goal should actually be to get some more tree branches and more rags off of zombies. It looks like that's going to be what a lot of these crafting recipes require. And it looks like we also need a surface to craft on. So we're gonna need to build a table that we can do that on. So I'm gonna pretty much rip up all the rags and cloth that I can to get that. They were already thirsty too. That makes me nervous. Alright, yeah, nothing immediately jumps out at me to help with that. So, could be a problem. If it rains, we can always drink right off the ground, which isn't great for you, but you know, you do what you gotta do. And then the other thing is, maybe if we kill a zombie with like a bottle on them, we could hopefully get some liquid from that. The other place you can get liquid from is food, like berries and whatnot. So maybe I'll try to search for some of those too. As a ranger, hopefully I know which berries are poisonous and whatnot, so that I can prevent myself from you know, dying from eating poisonous berries. Okay, there's some mushrooms. It does say that it reduces my thirst, so I guess that's in case of emergency kind of thing. Be careful with mushrooms. Same thing in real life too. If you don't know what a mushroom is, don't ever eat it. In fact, just even if you think you know what it is, don't ever eat it. You're never supposed to eat mushrooms, period. I mean, best case scenario, maybe, you know, you get a little high, you have a bit of a good time, you fill up your belly a little bit. Worst case scenario, you die. So, you know, I don't really like those odds. Even if I were out in the woods with 3 different mycologists who said, yeah, these mushrooms here, they're safe to eat, I probably still wouldn't eat them. Just not worth the risk. In Zomboid, however, yeah, what the hell, I'll go for it. While being in the forest was clearly getting to me, I did manage to find quite a bit of useful loot while foraging, and decided to go ahead and head on back and drop it all off. But before that, I did go ahead and try some of those mushrooms. Fortunately, it turns out that all the ones that I'd picked so far were safe to eat. Alright, awesome. I'm gonna drop a bunch of this stuff on the ground here. Give us more room to get more stuff. ID card, don't need that anymore. How's my branch holding up? Doing alright. I'm gonna eat a full mushroom now. First one went down okay. Alright, let's search up this way a little bit. Don't want to get too close to that clearing, because that seems to be where it's easiest for the Z's to spot you, unsurprisingly. Hey, some clay. How about that? Alright, what's over this way? Don't think I've been here before. Alright, another one of these. I think I need 8 of these altogether, and then I'll be able to make that little workbench. I hear one. Somebody coming after me from somewhere. Ah, there we go. What is going on? Oh, I was in the context menu. Lol. Hey. Another digital watch. I set on those. Get that, that's some good denim. Aside from water, which was my primary concern at the moment, there was another issue I was becoming keenly aware of, which was becoming only more pressing as the day wore on. At some point we are going to have to sleep, so it would probably behoove me, or we're going to have to sleep on the ground, I mean, and we don't really have another choice, but it would probably be wise to kind of do a circle around this area and just make sure it's as clear as it can be. So I haven't really done too much in this direction, so let's forage / clear zombies from here. Ooh. Always like to see that. Oh, so I guess I I guess I do know which ones are poisonous and which ones aren't, because that one's marked as poisonous. If that's the case, I think I'm safe to eat these, but, you know, if I die, then we'll know that I wasn't. And then we'll have all learned something. Looking good so far, looking good. No zombies in the immediate vicinity. Would be nice if I found some bugs to eat. Oh, what was that? Oh, that was probably just my stock. Oh, no, it wasn't. Another tree branch. Oh, who's that? I will say, at the very least, they normally have the courtesy to only come at me one at a time. Wait, what do I have? I have a large branch. Can I equip a tree branch as a weapon? Oh, I can also research a craft from a tree branch. I have a feeling I might like that more than the large branch. Yeah. Alright, let's get that literally anywhere else. That keeps on interfering with my swing. Okay, yeah. I think I'll stick with that. There's also this craft research though, which I want to know what that's about. So let's see what we find out. Can reinforce weapon. All right, I like it. Screwdriver, if I had to guess, probably something electrical related. Make an improvised screwdriver. Oh, I like that too. After finishing up my research, I decided to go and do some more foraging, since that's pretty much the only thing I could do at this point. And that is when I came across perhaps one of the weirdest finds I've ever had while foraging in Project Zomboid. What is that? A banjo? What? Huh. I didn't... Huh. I didn't know stuff like that could spawn here. Yeah, condition's great. It could be, I mean, it's a two-handed weapon, right? Yeah, why not? Tree branches out of here. We're on to banjo. Okay, that makes me feel a lot more like this is possible, because if a banjo can spawn, then stuff like crowbars and sledgehammers and axes might also be able to spawn. I mean, eventually you can get to the point where you can make a lot of that stuff yourself, but hey, you know, if it makes life a little bit easier, I'll take it. Does this still count as deep forest, or is this like a clearing? Yeah, I think this is still just deep forest. Alright. Let's keep this equipped. Oh, what's that? Will that make me over encumbered? No, okay, cool. Thistles! I'll take it. They just do hunger though, no thirst. There's a bug over here. Gives me hunger and unhappiness. Well, you know, understandable. I think I would rather eat most other bugs instead of cockroaches. I'm trying to think if there's one that I wouldn't prefer eating. I mean, the obvious choice would be something like a bee, you know, or a wasp or something. You wouldn't want to eat that, but thing is, you can always like chop off the stinger. Yep. All right, let's make some music. All right, see him right there. Ooh, listen to that sound effect. I like that. Man, banjo might be too late for this kind of work. Maybe we'll get really lucky and it'll rain tomorrow. Guess we'll take another cockroach. It looks like it's almost 6 o'clock. Still getting dehydrated. If the worst should happen, I think I would come back with a low thirst character. Let's go drop all this off. We did find a lot of various food items, which is nice. Still kind of fucked when it comes to water, but nothing I can really do about that right now. Looks like we're at high exertion, so we might want to just rest for a moment. Eventually we'll sleep, but we'll wait till I'm at least a little tired to do that. I feel a bit like a dragon with the shittiest gold hoard ever. Alright, we're no longer exhausted. We still got some daylight, so let's keep looking. Flint nodule. Huh, okay. A sharp flint flake, there we go. Oh, a fast one. Oh. There goes the banjo. Okay. A tomato? That does do a little bit for my thirst. That's nice. Yeah, look at that. Man, let's hope we find more like that. Wood splinters. It's probably from where I broke my banjo. Yeah, it's a cool little detail. That makes sense. That is a sapling. Alright. There's something else over here. Cilantro. I got seeds from it too. Another sapling. Good stuff, good stuff. I think one time I might have died of thirst in a playthrough before this. Wonder if I'm guessing it's like starvation, where your health just kind of drops until you, well, until you die. Like a lot of the other status effects, like zombification. If that's the case, I should have a little bit of time to get some water when health first starts to drop. Wonder if like lakes and rivers and things spawn. Kinda doubt it. Probably just a giant forest, but I don't know. I guess I'll keep an eye out for that. I do some fishing there, get some water obviously. Let's get back. Okay. Disable search mode. High exertion. Let's sit down a moment. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. I think the area around here should be fairly clear, at least for the moment. I've been wandering around in circles quite a bit, so theoretically it should be a somewhat safe spot to sleep, provided none wander in, which is it's a big if, but if you're sleeping outdoors, that's always a possibility. It would be nice if I had a tent or sleeping bag or something to lay in, but you know, it is what it is. I'm starting to get drowsy, so I think I'll just chill here until the sun goes down, and then tomorrow we'll get the last of those, oh, we already have those tree branches that we need. Well, hang on, I might actually be able to make that crude wooden table. Alright guys, that's what we need for that table, so let's go ahead and build it. We'll just do that right there on our pile. Yeah, beautiful. After having made the table, I spent some time looking through the crafting recipes, seeing what was now possible now that we had that surface to craft on. The main thing I was interested in was getting a stone hammer, since that would open up a whole lot of carpentry options for us. After looking at the recipe, it looked like we needed to gather a few materials before we could make it. So I once again set out to do some foraging to see what I could find before the last of the light was gone. Just wander around in circles and see if I find anything. Sun's starting to set. Let's get home. Okay. Awesome. One last check around the perimeter. Don't see anything in my immediate vicinity, so we'll go ahead and sit down. Let's go ahead Since we have a digital watch, we can go ahead and set our alarm, although probably wake up before it goes off. I will say 7. Doesn't really matter, no radio broadcast or anything. We're only drowsy at the moment, but even so, speed up time. We'll go ahead and sleep. Hope nobody notices us. Oh wait, we can't sleep until we're ridiculously tired. Right, I forgot about that. That's one of the things in Zomboid. You can't sleep on the ground until then, so I guess we'll just speed up time and hope nothing eats our face. This ended up being one of the more nerve-wracking nights I've ever had in Project Zomboid, sitting out in the middle of the woods in complete darkness. Even if I heard one coming, it was unlikely that I would even be able to do anything about it. Fortunately, miraculously, the night managed to pass without incident. Still not tired. I feel like it's going to be daybreak before we fall asleep, which is unfortunate. We're going to lose some daylight. Wowzer, yep. There it is. I do need to sleep though, because well, otherwise I'm not going to be able to recover any stamina. Now my guy's sad. Well, yeah, that's that can happen sometimes. I guess we'll get up, do some foraging until we get tired. Well, more tired. Make sure I have something as a weapon. Oh, here we go, the broken banjo neck. There we go. Guess that'll work. Alright, let's do some foraging. As soon as we get tired, I'll head back. I just gotta be careful. Well, they come at me one at a time, which isn't too bad, but even one can get you when you're very tired. Broadleaf plantain seeds. Okay, cool. I didn't realize how many seeds you could get out here in the wilderness. I mean, it makes sense, but further along, I think it would definitely behoove us to make a farm. I'm just very tired. Man, you're a trooper. Yeah, should I focus on anything in particular? Yeah, some berries would be nice. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but it seems like oh, centipede. Alright. That seems like a good way to quench our thirst. Alright, we just moved on to parched, so not too far from pushing up daisies. I wonder if it makes sense to... Well, we don't want to fight right now, not when we're tired. I think we're doing everything that we should be doing. It's one of those things, you just gotta get lucky. Ah, tree branch. Yeah, let's head back. So I've been foraging around for a while, guys. Pretty much all yesterday and into today. And I've amassed quite a pile of wilderness right here, but yeah, I'm really getting worried about thirst, so I don't know, we're just gonna have to keep foraging, I guess, and hope that we get lucky. When I found that tomato, that was very nice. I'm wondering if it would make sense to go ahead and plant something here. I hadn't necessarily planned on building a house right here, but I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping me. It's all procedurally generated. It's all the same. One spot's as good as another, so I could go ahead and start planting some seeds here. That won't take care of my thirst right this second, but in the future, provided that it rains, it should help a little bit in my hunger. Dirty rags can't be used for crafting tools. That seems a little silly to me, but okay. Okay, let's rip up some more of the stuff then. Hopefully we'll get some more clean rags out of it. We got 2 rags, so I reopen this. A lot of this stuff should now be feasible. Yeah, there we go. There's a crude stone axe, which we could use to knock down some trees. Or The stone hammer. You do need just a regular stone for that. Oh, you need a stone maul head for that. Okay. So I guess, I mean, the axe is what I can make right now, so I guess that's what I'm leaning towards making. So let's go ahead and craft that. It'll help us take down some zombies, I'm sure, and also obviously can be used for cutting down trees. I don't know if we want to waste the endurance on that right now, though. We are finally ridiculously tired, though, so once this axe has been forged, I'll go ahead and get some sleep. Alright, fantastic. Yeah, it's something. Okay, well, with that being the case, I guess we'll go ahead and sleep on the ground and see how it goes. Wow, okay. We slept way more than I thought we would. Probably should have set an alarm, but that's okay. Why am I in pain? Oh, my neck. Yeah. Yeah, understandable. As crazy as it sounds, I think maybe the best bet right now, take the stone axe, use it to kill some zombies. Maybe we'll find somebody with water or soda or some kind of container on them. I think we'll want to prioritize folks that we see with satchels, backpacks, that sort of thing. Yeah, here's as good a spot as any. How's my stone axe holding up? That's okay, that's fine. And we got 2 coming in, that's fine. Alright, nothing on them. And on them. Oh, some berries. They don't help our thirst very much, but they do help a little bit. Yeah, that is what I'm prioritizing right now, berries, isn't it? Kinda makes sense I'd find some. What if I prioritize crops? Would that be better? Or those mushrooms, they helped out a little bit. It seems to find whatever I search for. Well, that was a wild herb, that wasn't a crop, but it's okay. Yeah, crops are extremely rare here, so even if I'm focused on them, I'm sure it's going to be very difficult to find. Yeah, big old grasshopper. You're finding a lot out here. Hey, some more mushrooms. Alright, again, they help out our thirst a little bit. I'll keep killing zombies, keep foraging. Is that a... Ah, it's a potato. Yeah, it helps with thirst a little bit. Makes me a little unhappy to eat a raw potato, but... yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let's keep looking for crops. Cabbage. Ooh, I think that one does a lot for thirst, as I recall. Yeah, look at that. Man, this is what I should have been doing the whole time. Yeah, look at that. We went from parched to thirsty. Whew. Yeah, some broccoli. What kind of weird-ass forest is this? Oh, there's a zombie. Hang on, I'm eating broccoli. Alright, cool. Alright, well, this is definitely the strat going forward. Never search focus on crops. Our foraging is... I mean, it has to be pretty high at this point. Yeah, we're almost to level 6, right? So that's probably why we're finding so much stuff. Yeah, let's keep this going. We managed to get from parched to thirsty, doing this. We'll keep killing zombies, searching for crops, and see how far we can get. Although I will say, my axe is looking a little worse for wear. Yeah, it's probably gonna break on this one if I had to guess. Nope, not yet. A leather coat. Definitely gonna take that. Do I see anybody with any sort of pack or weapon embedded in them? Nah, not at the moment. Okay. Alright, let's forage. Caterpillar, I'll take it. Alright, sharp flint flake. Oh! Just one. Hopefully just one. I think he's got in the trees. Alright, nothing on him. Lemongrass. Very nice. It looks like we're out of breath. Alright, well, we'll start heading back then. Lavender, nice. It reduces stress. Why would I be stressed? Perfectly acceptable situation. One thing I haven't found very much of at all are those stones. I got these big rocks. I imagine you could turn big rocks into little rocks. Maybe if I can find a little rock first, I can use it to make a hammer and do that. There we go, foraging level 6. I'm already drowsy, which isn't terribly too surprising. When you sleep on the ground, you don't get as good sleep. Or this hemp dog bane, which I can use to make twine. Alright. Oh, I'm overloaded. Alright, anything that helps with thirst? Nothing except the mushrooms, it looks like. Alright, let's go ahead and down all these mushrooms. Delicious. Alright. We have another tree branch. And we have all that hemp that we got. How much of that do you need to make twine? But then when you assemble stuff, can you use twine to assemble it? Like if I were to make a crude knife, I can use twine. So I think it makes sense to turn all that stuff into twine, right? I think that's the primary purpose for it. And then we can use that to make all sorts of tools. Let's do that. Could also make a rope out of 2 hemp dog bane. I'll craft one of those. Yeah, why not? Do one of those, and then do a bunch of twine, and that should allow us to make some additional tools, hopefully. Would be nice if we could find some stone. Stones are extremely rare, apparently. I made some rope, that's fine. I'm gonna drop this, and then, let's go search for some stones. Now we're parched again. Yeah, let's search for crops. I don't have a whole lot of time. See if we can find some crops or mushrooms or something. Starve off the inevitable death of thirst that's approaching us. Seems like maybe crops were more common in those sort of open plainsy areas. Like this one. There aren't very... surprisingly, there aren't very many zombies over here. At least over on this side. There's one. I only see 2 actually in here. This looks like a smaller clearing. One of these days I'll get lucky and one of these fuckers will have a water bottle on him. See if we can sneak up on this one. I'm terrible at it, but... Eh, I did actually kinda. Should've used my screwdriver. I hear another one. Yeah, there they are. Let's go searching for some crops. A carpentry chisel? Wow. That is not what I was expecting. But I'll take it. Yeah, another potato. And all these seeds, too. Oh, poisonous mushrooms. No bueno. Seems like maybe in these little, I don't know, these little areas here with crops growing around the rim. Maybe that's, or with the stuff growing around the rim, maybe that's where you get the most crops at. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna kind of go around the whole thing and see what all I can find. Alright, we got a radish, broccoli, another potato, a tomato. Yeah, these little groups of plants here seem to be where you find the most crops if you're searching for them. Dandelions, sure thing. I shouldn't be too greedy. I might want to head home. It'll be a little bit before it gets dark to the point where I can't see anything. Yeah, cabbage, that's a great find. Cockroach? Sure. Got a whole pile of them back at base. Rather horrifying to think about. Broccoli. Yeah, broccoli appears to be the flavor of the day. I'm at high exertion right now. Okay. Let's head back home. Oh, home, quote unquote. Got another those clearings here. This should be a good spot to regularly come to, at least during the summer months, to get more crops. I'm gonna go home and then probably eat a whole bunch of potatoes and tomatoes and broccoli. And hopefully get my thirst all the way back up to 100. Alright. Back home, let's see how we can do. So, tomato. That gets rid of a lot of thirst. We had a whole bunch of broccoli. Yeah, there we go, slightly thirsty. I think if we finish these off, we might be able to finally remove that moodlet. One last piece of broccoli, then can eat a radish if that's not enough. There we go. We are no longer thirsty for the first time pretty much since we started this challenge. So I think that's going to be our strategy going forward. Like I said, I had no idea how any of this stuff worked, but it's good to know that you can actually survive out here, it looks like. So I think I'll go ahead and call it here for now. We got, a little workbench set up. We got a little pile of loot. Would love to continue this challenge, so let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing more. See exactly how far I can take this, because, you're starting out here in the middle of nowhere with nothing, but I don't know. I think maybe it might be possible to survive out here, so I'd definitely be excited to. Just let me know. But that's all from me for now, guys. Just Jeff out.